On September 25th, 1978, tragedy hit San Diego. A Pacific Southwest Airlines 727, just moments away from landing at Lindbergh Field, collided with a smaller plane and crashed to the ground in North Park. 144 people in the planes and on the ground were killed. KPBS reporter John Carroll is live in North Park, where, John, you've been looking into why 45 years later, there's still no proper memorial to the victims.
That's right, Maya. We are at the northwest corner of Dwight and Nile, and as you can see around me here, there are all the victims' names written out in chalk, which happens every year. You'll meet the person that does that every year, a sister of one of the victims of that crash. All 144 of them out here with flowers to go along. And a man who witnessed the plane going down as a teenager puts up articles, and then you see other remembrances of various people right there on the fence. This image is forever seared into the memories of many San Diegans, one of two pictures taken by professional photographer Hans Wendt, who happened to have his camera around his neck as he was pumping gas a few blocks away.
PSA 182 Lindbergh Field. Traffic 12 o'clock, 1 mile assessment.
A couple of minutes after that, the 727 and the Cessna collided. On the ground, Wendt looked up and saw fire.
The tone, the time.
We're going down. This is PSA. Okay, we'll call equipment for you.
Exactly.
Seconds later, a plume of black smoke was billowing into the sky over North Park. The PSA jet smashed into the ground just north of the intersection of Dwight and Nile, killing all 135 people aboard. 7 people on the ground were killed, including 2 children. Both the pilot and passenger of the Cessna lost their lives. That plane crashed several blocks away.
So he was 18 years old.
We met a family member of one of the PSA passengers here, where the jet hit.
My brother was starting his first day at UC San Diego. I'm his sister, and he was on the plane.
Myra Sulit-Pulowski's brother Michael had boarded PSA Flight 182 in Sacramento. Memories of that day are still vivid.
I was waiting for him at the airport to make sure that he could get on the plane, and he came back out and said, "I got the last seat on the plane." So that was the last time I saw him.
I was on a break between classes at St. Augustine High School, 4 blocks down the road.
Mike Bagness had just started his sophomore year at St. Augustine's. 45 years later, and it's still difficult to get the words out about what he saw when he looked up.
I saw the fireball, and you could see the glow of the fire into the windows. You could feel the people screaming. It was horrible.
Seconds later, Bagness says he felt a boom, a wave emanating out from the point of impact. Then, fear of another horror overtook him. His family home was at 33rd and Dwight, about a block from the crash site. At first, Bagness says he didn't want to go home, afraid of what he would find. He first went to a friend's house, and there he saw something that wiped away his worst fears.
She had Channel 10 on, and Jack White was reporting from the neighbor's house across the street. And that's when I knew, oh, thank God.
Bagness knew if that neighbor's house was standing, then his was too. Meantime, Myra Pulowski made her way down to San Diego. The coroner was never able to identify her brother's remains, but she has something else. She keeps it in this case with her brother's high school graduation picture. It's his wallet, found at the crash site, not damaged at all.
It was intact with his driver's license and his pictures and even $1, in his wallet.
10 years ago, Myra, Michael, and several others formed a committee to finally place a proper memorial to those who lost their lives. Not that there aren't memorials now. The closest one is found here outside the North Park Library branch. It is under this tree dedicated to the lives of those lost that day. It's this rather small plaque, which doesn't have one name on it of anyone who perished that day. And there's another, larger memorial. It's here in the Air and Space Museum as part of their PSA exhibit, the history of San Diego's homegrown airline. Gone but not forgotten, a series of plaques, this one detailing all the lives lost on both airplanes and on the ground, and this one in memory of the 37 employees PSA lost on that day, but they're in a museum. They're not out there close to where it happened. Myra Pulowski, Michael Bagnes, and everyone else who's worked for a proper memorial for years are tired of waiting.
Why isn't there one here? Why can't the politicians do that? Do I have to do it? They should do it.
None of us have a place to grieve. There's no cemetery. There's no headstone that I can say, you know, this is where I can pay my respects.
Now, a significant memorial is being put together not too far from here. It's at St. Augustine High School. This morning, the school unveiled artist renderings of the new memorial, which will be outside the gates of the school, so anyone can stop by whenever they'd like. It features a large series of black tiles that will be backlit at night, and a plaque bearing the names of all who died that day. St. Augustine alumnus Stephen Smith was a San Diego firefighter back then. He was on the scene not long after the crash. He says even though the memorial is 45 years late, he's grateful that it's being done at all.
This is really outstanding, and it's really in a good spot for the future. And the school's going to be here for a long time, and so will the plaque.
Now, as far as placing a proper memorial as close to the crash site as possible, I asked a local politician about why, 45 years later, there's still nothing close to Dwight and Nile. This is Councilmember Stephen Whitburn's district, and tomorrow we will hear from him. You will definitely want to hear his answers to my questions. Live in North Park, John Carroll, KPBS News.